So I'm Hi, this is Saurabh, and we are going to discuss about the stream processing and analytics assignment that was due for submission. Which we are from Group 37, and this is for social media app with which is prepared with help of Kafka, Spark, streaming analytics, and then other software. So we'll move ahead and um, sorry, I paused the video. I have to re-record this because I earlier instance my voice was didn't come up, so now I'm having to re-record it on top of my earlier video only stream. So just bear with me. So again, I think I missed to move it further. So now, yeah, this shows we have whatever the installations and setup that we have, and we have Java, Python, Zookeeper, Kafka, Spark, Scala, Hadoop, Kibana, Faker, and we have also Flask that we are using. And we move to the next part. Zookeeper and Kafka setup is what is highlighted here. So if you see, we have some 6 steps listed here, and there are another 3 steps listed in the next slide. So what we are doing is making sure that we have a property files correctly set up, and making sure the log and direct data is being moved in the right places instead of the default directories that they have given. And then we delete any of the previous logs that are there in Kafka so that it doesn't interfere with the current run. And then we have some commands that are required for creating the Zookeeper, not creating but running the Zookeeper server, starting that up. And if you can see this Zookeeper server start command, and then here we have Kafka server start um, command. So to start the Kafka server, so we have to first initialize the Zookeeper, start the Zookeeper server, and then Kafka, and then we can create the topics. So we will be choosing this name as the topics connection one, and as a producer we can create messages. You can see here Kafka console producer. We're going to create a topic which is named as connection one, and I mean we are going to enter data or send messages to this topic. Basically, that's what it denotes. And in the other one, we have consumer, which will be uh, sh- consuming those messages. And again, that's like from beginning, which means any message stored so far. So I have already stored these two messages um, earlier, and I'll be entering few more messages, and then we'll be looking at the entire set of messages that we have, and then we have listing all of the topics we can do by this command. So moving on, so we are going to delete all the logs like I said before, and then we'll keep copying all of these commands to run um, the, the Zookeeper server. This is going to run. So now it's already running on, and the port number is 2181, which is here. And then we'll go and start running the Kafka server, so that we count copy from here, and then add it to the new. So we'll have to run a new um, command line interface with administrator privilege, and then uh, it will start the Kafka server. Once we have the Kafka server running, we will be able to run the command for creating the topic, and most likely it will give an error because already we have the topic created, which I did it some time back. So let me just show you that. And so there is another window where we are going to try to run this uh, command to make sure that the topic is created. So if you get the error, there's no problem. It just means that the topic is already created. Okay, I think I missed that colon, C colon here, so I'll add that again. So now we're going to run this command. So now we have got an error saying the topic already exists. So that should be okay. I think we should be now. We can actually go into the next step to create uh, to become a to to invoke the producer, and then have some messages manually entered in the system, so that Kafka receives some sample messages. So we'll go with the next set of command, which is Kafka console producer dot bat. We'll be running, and if you see that we have localhost 9092 addressed. So this is the so now we have got okay, I think I pasted the wrong command. Yeah. So now we have got the actual one running. So now you have a prompt. We have a prompt where we can enter the messages. So I'll be entering another set of messages to this, which is already having like couple of messages. So I'll be entering, hi, there is, this is my first message, and hello, are you there? And th- we'll end this process here, and the last, so then now the data is pushed, and then we will be using uh, the Kafka console consumer.bat to see whether these are actually visible. So now you can see like there are four. Earlier there were two messages already stored, and then there are two more like, hi, there is, this is my first message, and hello, are you there? So there are four messages, and then we can now finally what the last ninth command I can run is to show like how many topics are there. So you will be able to see only one topic, which is connections one. So this one was pretty quick, so we can see that connection one is only the topic that we have. So having now set up this, we can go to the Spark portion and see like how that is working. And this the software that I'm using, it has some limitation of 10 minutes, so I might I'm just 7.5 minutes, so I will have to again restart the video and then join them. Sorry about that, but let me move further. So basically we have download, so once we download the Spark and we have WinUtils file corresponding to the Hadoop version, we'll be able to run this, and then we have to go and to the Spark shell. And I've also downloaded one more file which is related to, yeah, so that's the WinUtil. Now Spark shell can be run from that command, and this particular Spark streaming file is something related to the demo that we have in later part for the actual application to run. And then the right side you can see the screenshot of previous run of Spark. So now you can see that I have also opened the screen for Scala for the Spark server, and it's currently running. There is an trivial error that comes every time, but then that's not a problem. We can now enter a command and see like how it is working. So it is like 3.0.3 version is currently running. So now having the Scala up, I mean Spark up and running, now we can look at what is how does it actually work in the reality, when it comes to Spark stream processing, and what is our algorithm going to be, or the procedure going to be for our application. So here we are seeing like Spark streaming, batches of data are there, batches of which are being fed to the Spark engine, and each one becomes like an RDD, and the Spark processing steps requires to create a streaming context basically, and then that will um, allow to receive the data streams, and then we might have various operations to be done, analytics to be run, and other things on the data stream. And then finally we have to start the streaming service, continue processing till the completion or the stop of the server or the process. So that's how we have so now we're going to talk about the next part, which is our application. So we have a the messaging application started up for ensuring that we are having all our setup, sockets open and ready for receiving the messages from the application. And we have this we have this web page where we have created it. So first I will try to explain like how we are envisioning this, right? So this is an app that people can use for social media networking, and the way we have, so in order to show it as a demo, we have shown it as a, there are few senders that are shown in the red area, and there are few receivers that are part of the green area. And when you these are the profile pictures that they have for their own. And so in a real world application it will be like different systems, but what we have shown here is that we have people. I'm just showing you as a placeholder. So now we say how are you and post it, and it is added as how are you to topic. So here you can see the display, and here you can see that the message has actually come. So I was not able to actually bring it into a box, but that's how it is. So similarly, when you actually do it from from this side and you reply, it should work. um, right? So this is a kind of a way we are actually envisioning the application to work through Kafka. So I'll just walk you through the code also a little bit. So basically, not this one, yeah, this one. So basically, what we are having is, we have taken the Flask as the UI side, UI and the service side, framework, and then we have imported Kafka, and imported socket. We have got get FQDN, which is basically fully qualified DNS, and then we have the topic name. And we so currently this is a different topic name, not the same one that I used earlier, but we are able to so this is basically a Kafka consumer function, and this is a Kafka producer function, and this is a socket. So now what happens is, like when we are throwing the message from the application, it is and I've already made sure that my um, the servers are running. So basically, the Kafka server is up and running, and it is having the ability to catch those messages in real time and use it, right? So when I go back to my application, it is able to um, you get the message in Kafka and then throw it on the receiver end. Actually, this will be a if it is a real time post, then it will go to all, any receiver can see it, right? So all of them will be connecting to the uh, I came. So now there is a new message. We are saying that I came to visit the sea beach, let us say, right? So that message, if I post it, it has uh, it has done what it has done inside. It has added that same thing here, like a display, and then it has also shown in the receiver end. So that's pretty much a quick display on the app side. So we are looking at the other app that we have for analytics. So basically, this is the program for this producer. So there's a producer defined which will start producing fake messages, and which will be posting those messages to Kafka. And we are having all the libraries included for the connections app itself, where it will basically collect the data and then move forward with collecting the data, analyzing the data, and using uh, so there is a method defined for process and push into Kafka, and then process the event. So this is actually event processing. And then we have Let me show you. So this is the streaming context that I was talking in the other video, where we are creating a streaming context, and this is the time slot, and then Kafka stream is going to run, and then the test consumer group um, uh, is being used here, and then we are having uh, this is the processing using a lambda function, and for each of the RDT, which is the time frame, we are going to push it into Kafka, and this is the function to push it into the Kafka, and this is for the format data which is used in one of these functions, and this is a Spark context creation, and this app name is Kafka Spark Streaming, and the port number for Spark, and this is again, like I explained in the previous one, we are getting the fully qualified DNS name, and it will produce it will use the 9092 port to throw the message onto Kafka, and then we also have consumer.py, which is nothing but using the data, and then reading the data from the Kafka endpoint, and then it is on 9092 port. That's how it is currently being set up, and we are